Buongiorno everyone, we're on our way to sunny France, Marseille war zone. Not really, no, I vowed to never go there again after Euro 2016 with England v France. Awful place, awful people. I mean, I'm sure there's some alright ones, but the mob out there, as I've called them in the title, wow, that sun is bright. Who needs sunny south of France, if it is even sunny there, when you've got sunny tune, safe tune as well, most importantly, you know what I mean? So we are going to overlay images of the attacks last night, and I'm getting sent loads of stories and videos and stuff, which I'll put in this as well, of the Marseille mob, because these people aren't fans, you know, the hooligans. It's like back in the day all over again. I just don't understand why places and clubs and people are still like this, because it's just so pathetic. We've seen last week in Newcastle, a couple of weeks ago, when Bilbao fans were here and we're all enjoying a cheeky pint with them, a couple of cervezas in the big market, you know what I mean? And that's the way it should be, you know what I mean? That is the way it should be. Why do you have to destroy your own pubs and then assault innocent people? I get it, if you know, people go looking for it, and some people are still into that, like it's Green Street and Football Factory like back in the day and worse. But for me, I just think, what is the point? Just get along with each other, all have a share of pint. And to be honest, there was the odd thing I seen where a couple of Marseille fans were singing with Newcastle fans, but obviously the main thing that's been going on is the expected violence from the Marseille lot on Newcastle fans, getting sent things of people getting chased down in the street. A couple of my mates who were out there, there's only two of them, they got chased coming back to their hotel by about 30 blokes, all in balaclavas. Thankfully they got back and checked into the hotel safe. There's people getting the taxis jumped on because maybe the drivers told their mates who are in the Marseille mob that there's a couple of travelling Geordies in there, so we'll drop them off here. But thankfully so far there's been no serious injuries that we know of as of 8:30 this morning when I'm driving here to Aldi, actually, not to Marseille. I've actually got something interesting happening tonight, which you'll see on the match reaction and on our social media pages, that I'm doing for the Marseille game in the northeast. It's not even actually in Newcastle, but more on that later. But listen, I say I vowed to never go back to Marseille because of what happened in 2016 when we were at the Euros. And yes, the Russians were heavily involved in that, but so were the French, so were the police. The police are so bad, because the police, like in a lot of these places, to be honest, just target the English, and we just get completely abused, man. Honestly, even in Milan as well, you know, we got treated like cattle. And I was in Milan and I was in PSG when obviously the attack happened in the pub in PSG. And in Milan, when someone obviously unfortunately got stabbed, thankfully they survived. So these things can happen on these Champions League away days. You know, Brussels was obviously sound for USG. Leverkusen will be expected to be sound, which I will be at, thankfully. I will be at Leverkusen in Germany. Dortmund last time round was fine for the most part. So, this one in Marseille, if I didn't have a Ben a couple months ago, I still probably would have went, to be honest with you, just for the crack, and would have just kept out of harm's way a little bit. But it still shouldn't mean that fans can't go out and have a pint and enjoy themselves, because that's all that these lads in this video and lasses were doing last night when tear gas got thrown into the pub. I mean, how ridiculous is this, man? But you can see there, you know, groups of the Marseille fans, mob, shall we call them once again, attacking the English lot, running towards them, throwing bottles, throwing tear gas. And we all knew this was going to happen. Safety measures have now been put in place by Newcastle United, which were already there, to be honest. That's why I'm saying they knew this was going to happen. You know, the fan meet-up points have been very strictly advised since the get-go on this one, where, you know, you've got to be, today, the Newcastle fans, 11 a.m, meet at a certain point, and you're not allowed to go anywhere else. They advise you not to go anywhere else, to be anywhere else. Don't dare walk around, especially with any Newcastle gear on. We'd be alright to the Magpie channel stuff. They might not know about that. They might think it's like a little M for the Marseille. Should have thought ahead, Toon Army fans travelling out there. But you know, it's just mental that it's so strict, and it is like a bloody war zone, the way they're treating it and the way people have to behave and walk about and be on the wits. It's not very enjoyable, is it? The whole point is to go there, try and embrace wherever you're going. So Leverkusen for Germany, for me, it'll be like, right, can I see a bit of the sights? Can I get involved in the culture a little bit? and when I say culture, I mean drink loads of German pints. You know, can I neck some steins? Can I crack on with some Germans? Can I have a good time? You know, not like, oh, can I just have to not wear me club colours and be on guard all the time and absolutely crap myself that there's a bunch of 30 Marseille ultras around the corner looking to bloody cause harm. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely pathetic, man. It really is. So the Newcastle fans have been told to meet at this area at 11 o'clock this morning, and then they've got to stay there until about 4, and then they're getting told to travel to the stadium from like 4:30, like 4 and a bit hours early, man. It's mental, that. I hope they're serving pints in that stadium, because in Milan, as I mentioned, in the San Siro, they were not. When we were in Milan, they said keep you back an hour. They kept us back more than an hour. There was about 4 toilets for thousands of people. There was no drink, no food at that point, because they probably had about 10 bags of crisps for those thousands of people. Absolute joke, really, to be honest with you. Absolute joke. Like I say, after the game, you're going to be kept back like big style. You're going to get kept back for a while, and in Milan, we were kept back for ages, and then the metros were off, so everyone was walking about the streets and trying to get back to the centre and the hotel for ages, and they were having a nightmare. A lot of people were worried, you know, and were jumping in taxis and paying for overpriced taxis because of how long it was, like an hour and a half walk back, and then because people were up ahead and were scared because someone had been stabbed in the past day or so. No good, man, no good at all. So yeah, hopefully none of that happens today. Hopefully I was going to say hopefully the French police are on it, but they won't be on it. They just don't give a crap, and they definitely won't protect English people. They just never seem to, from my own personal experience. So yeah, careful out there, lads and lasses that are in Marseille. I think it was 3,000 got tickets. Maybe, I was going to say maybe some more would have travelled without a ticket. You were advised not to do that, and I don't think anyone would, because you just can't enjoy it. Like I said before, it's not you can go about and, I'll go to this nice restaurant, we'll have a look at that nice landmark, and we'll have a pint here. No chance. So so hopefully it's a safe one for the Mags, and hopefully it's 3 points brought back to the tune. We'll preview the game on the live podcast last night, so you can check that out if you want. You can fast forward to the end, listen to the preview, that's all you're interested in, but we'll talk loads of other stuff as well, as per usual. But on this one, briefly, since it's match day, we'll talk about it again. I think we'll get a result tonight. I think we will, and big up to Sam Allaby, the 16-year-old kid who's been called up to the team to train with the squad there at the Stade Velodrome last night. Mint experience for him, and hearing very good things about him from the academy. So he's very unlikely to get any minutes, but just what a chance for him to try and impress the coaching team there in a big stadium, in a big occasion, training wise. And you know, what a trip for the lad to be able to say, oh, at 16 I travelled to Marseille away, safe as well, because you know players will be tucked up into their hotels and stuff, and it'll be alright there for them. Hopefully all the players are safe, hopefully all the fans are safe, and hopefully we'll come back with a result. I said we'd get one. I do think it could be a draw tonight. Listen, to Marseille aren't doing too well in the Champions League. They're one of the bottom sides, I think, in the bottom 6 or bottom 8. You know, I think they've only won one game in the Champions League. So he's letting me go, lovely stuff. So you know, they're not doing too well in the Champions League at all. They've had some defeats at home, the likes of Atalanta. So for me, we should be confident of going there and getting something. I know they're flying in Ligue 1. I think the top of Ligue 1 actually. And there's a certain someone up front who we won't mention, who obviously got into bother and had to flee to France himself to play football there. You all know who it is. He's in great form. He scored some great goals. But yeah, less I speak about him, the better. But we have to watch out for him, because he is a threat. And of course, Aubameyang. To be honest with you, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, as the good old troops would say from EFTV, is still a really good player as well. He's like Danny Welbeck, you know what I mean? He's mid-30s, touching 40s to be honest, but he's still a really good finisher, really good striker. So they've got some good players in and about the pitch, like Guendouzi as well, former Arsenal midfielder, Newcastle, and the Macklins have been linked with this January. So De Zerbi, ex-Brighton manager, in charge of them. You know, it's not going to be an easy game, especially in that hostile atmosphere. That'll make it a lot worse. I just got a funny feeling after the confidence we should have from getting that win over City on Saturday, we'll go into this and get a result. I'm going to say 1-1, because I think we'll have to make changes. The talks of maybe Gordon or Elanga starting down the middle tonight instead of big Nick Voltemara to give him a rest. I said in the podcast last night I'd rather Gordon started tonight, which would be harsh on Harvey Barnes, but I'd rather Gordon start tonight and then Barnes start on Saturday night against Everton, because Gordon drops stinkers against his former side, missing that pen last year at Goodison Park. This time it's the new stadium, the Hill Dickinson, but I still don't fancy Gordon against the Scousers. He just seems to absolutely crap his pants like most people who visit Marseille. I'm not having it. Let's do that instead. Let's have a bit of that instead. Wow. Should have put the old sunglasses on, but we're here now in the free advertisement for this supermarket, to be fair, earlier on. They're not getting it again. Tell you what, I could have my shopping paid for, that'd be lovely. Tonight, tough game, be a few changes, we'll see what happens, but I'm confident of getting a result, maybe even a win, but I'll go for a 1-1 draw. I've waffled enough, right on time, just to park up, eh? Couldn't make it up. Like I say once again, I really hope everyone has a safe trip out there in Marseille. It's terrible crack. I think it's a disgrace, really, how they keep getting away with these things. They should get banned from the competition. Fans behaving like this, they should get banned, they should be punished, and then that might actually stop it from happening. But time and time again, UEFA and the police just know it's going to happen. We all seen it coming. This isn't a surprise. Happened in Paris, to be fair, and even happened in Milan. So, for me now, things have to change. They should be stopped. Things should be stopped like this, but yeah, they just don't care, unfortunately. So, safe trip, everyone. Hopefully it's a good game tonight. We'll be back with the match reaction after full time from a different location. Eyes peeled for that one. Drop your score predictions, comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.